Чест ми е да ви ја представам следнава епизода, но морам да ви кажам дека ова не е за секого. Од искуство знам дека луѓе што се многу религиозни или премногу скептични, оваа содржина нема да им се допадне. Ова е за љубопитните, за оние што сакаат да искусат и да видат нешто што е различно, без разлика во која форма тоа се наоѓа. Тие луѓе верувам дека ќе уживаат во оваа содржина, што е за првпат снимена во Македонија со македонски превод, но самата содржина е безвременска и универзална за секој човек на планетата Земја. Денеска имаме еден навистина посебен гостин, а тоа е Mohanji. Mohanji е индиски духовен учител, хуманист и како што самиот се представил, пријател на светот. Тој често пати доаѓа во Македонија и на Балканот, а овој пат овој го снимаме во Маврово на ретрит во хотел Радика. Важно е да нагласиме, ова не се работи за религија, самата содржина не е тоа, туку се работи за универзални вистини што може да му помогне на секој човек да живее послободно, со помалку стрес и со повеќе љубов. Mohanji тврсто верува дека човечноста е најдобрата религија, а најважната практика е химса, не насилство во мислите, зборовите, постапките кон сите живи суштества. Неговото основно учење е едноставно: биди тоа што си, прифати се, разбери ја својата уникатност и изрази ја во светот. Mohanji не само што ги инспирира луѓето низ светот преку медитација, јога и личен развој, туку и преку АЦТ фондација, која активно помага на оние на кои им е најпотребно, најчесто преку донирање на храна. Со него денеска ќе збориме за најразлични теми, како што е гуру, што е духовност, што е карма, како да ја најдеме среќата и како стигнал до ова што е денеска. Навистина прекрасна содржина што едва чекам да ја видите. So Mohanji, thank you very much for being my guest in this Fenerkast. And I was waiting for this for a very long time, and I'm very honored to be your host.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And since we are here in Mavrovo right now, in Macedonia, how are you spending your time here? Are you enjoying this place?
Mavrovo is beautiful. I like Ohrid better. Yeah, but it's a beautiful country, beautiful place. Yeah, I'm really enjoying. Mainly, see, I look at this way: the people. The people makes the difference. The love of the people, the kindness, the respect, that makes the difference anywhere. So if people are indifferent and then automatically you feel disconnected from that place. Place might be anything. See, place's flavor is people who live there. So I get a lot of love here. I feel a lot of connection.
We'll touch more on that subject later. First, I want to ask you more broader question. Like, since officially this is the first interview with a guru in Macedonia, and I like to ask you some basic questions that I think many people ask, and what they think of spirituality in a way. Like questions like what is spirituality, enlightenment, karma, guru, things like that. So maybe let's start away with what it means to be spiritual.
Self-connection. Connection with yourself. Spirituality is not complicated. It is just being aware that there is an energy inside us. When that energy sits inside us, we call it life. When that energy leaves us, we call it death. Simple. So if you understand there is an energy or feel that's an energy, then you are already spiritual. And if you start being that energy, you are enlightened. And if you start seeing that energy all over, you are God realized. This simple is spirituality. Let's not complicate it. There are so many methods, so many means to reach there. But the final stability happens when you realize it. So the fundamental is the knowledge that there is an energy inside me. I'm alive. So the first realization is that you're living, you're alive. Second realization is that there is a purpose for this being alive. And then, what is the purpose? Every day what's happening is the purpose. What you're experiencing every day, the happiness, the sorrows, the ups, the downs, that's the purpose. And when you realize that's not the only purpose, probably we can have a bigger purpose, then knowing yourself is the purpose. But that's not for everybody. Only those people who have already understood that there is this purpose for taking birth, and what is the purpose is daily happening, daily experience, monthly experience, annual experiences, birth till death experience. Once they know this is what they are born for, When they have no calamity towards it, when they are accepting it, then they are ready for the next level to know who's running the show. Who's running the show? The energy inside is running the show. We can call it soul, we can, whatever you want to call it. Energy, soul, God, you name it. It has no name. Simply it's an energy. Just like electricity in this light bulb. It makes the light bulb alive. Like that, this energy makes our life alive or makes us alive. When it leaves, it's like a tenant leaving the house, shut down, closed, doors shut, dead. So body is nothing. Body is just a vehicle to experience life. But unfortunately, we give a lot of importance to the body. Of course, you have to take care of your body, just like you take care of your house. If your house is clean, you will be healthy. Take care of the body so you have a good life. That's okay. But if you think you are the body, if you think you are the personality, then you are misguided.
Thank you very much for that insightful answer. I'd like to ask you more about karma. This is a word which entered the English language, then the Macedonian language, so a lot of people use it, and I guess you are a right person to ask that question. What is karma in more basic terms that
Simple
everybody
terms.
can?
In simple terms, karma means what you wanted to experience with this life. You took a birth at one point in time and you will die at another point in time. We have a duration. Within this duration, what you're supposed to experience is guided by karma or unfulfilled desires. It's not just desires, it also has ingredients like your character, your constitution, your likes and dislikes, your inclination, your tendencies. All these things are included in this karmic structure. So from birth till death, who are you, how you are, all this is connected to karma. So karma is simply the means or the reason for your birth.
So tell me, another word which is very much common in around the world is the word guru. We are using it every day for different things, and I want to ask you, what is a guru and what is the role of the guru in a seeker's life?
Guru is a state where you become, like for example, once you become a graduate, you are a graduate. Graduation is a state you have arrived. At 10th class, you won't be in that state. If you reach to 10th class, you are not in that state. Only when you become a graduate, you reach that state, and then you remain in that state. So, guru simply means somebody who brings you light or guidance, or somebody who takes ignorance out of you. What is the ignorance? What is he removing from you? The feeling or the belief that you are the personality, the body and the personality. I am somebody as per the personality. Guru takes that away and said, but you are the energy inside the personality. Without that energy, you cannot have a personality. The only information, the only guidance a guru gives, guru means somebody who has already realized it. A guru is somebody who has already realized he is the energy, not the matter. Matter is perishable, temporary. But he knows the energy is what is enlivening the matter. Matter is the body. Who enlivens, makes it alive? The energy. Guru realizes, I am the energy, not the matter. So he has detached from the personality. He will have a personality. Everybody has personality. Every plant has a personality. Animal has a personality. Everybody will have personality. But he has detached himself from the personality so that he is not affected by the personality. So a guru is somebody who is stable in a state, and he gives light. Light because he has already found it. What has he found? The energy part of his creation or his existence. He has found that. So it's easy for him to just be him. Just like the sun does not decide to give light or heat. It is light and heat. You know, when a person who has become love need not decide to give love, because that's all he gives. Like that, a guru is already brightness because he has found brightness inside. Then he only gives brightness. No, there's nothing particular a guru is giving you. Guru is being that. So when you connect to a master consciously. A lot of people connect to the master not knowing why they are connecting or how they are connecting. But if a person connects to a master, any master, master means somebody who has known himself, stabilized in himself, connect to a master, all he gets is that state. That is why I always say, when you go to Guru, all you need to ask is, give me the state. And that needs consistency, connection, conviction. Conviction means you should be stable in your connection. And you should have consistency. Then what you get is that state, the same state. That's all he can give you. So Guru is somebody who's taking ignorance out of you. Ignorance that you are the personality, not the energy. Once you start realizing that you are the energy, personality dissolves. You become purpose. What are you here for? When purpose becomes intensified, clear, you become presence. The levels of transformation. Personality, person, personality, purpose, presence. And once he becomes presence, he has no death. That's why we still remember Jesus. That's why we still remember Krishna. Still remember Buddha. All the masters of the past. We remember because they have all became presence. They are still present. So body cannot restrict their presence. While personality, the moment you die, personality is gone. They are finished.
So tell me, that is everybody who is enlightened, is he automatically a guru? Is there a difference between
Guru is only when you look at him as a guru. An enlightened person is just an enlightened person, self-realized person. But the moment you look at him as the aspiration, then he becomes a guru. See, like for example, your school teacher. He's walking on the street. He's just another pedestrian. When he goes home, he's the father of somebody or husband of somebody. But when he comes to class, he becomes a teacher. Like that, when he behaves or he performs the role of a guru, he becomes a guru. Then we call him a guru. Guru means somebody who removes darkness from you. And that role he plays only when he has to play. There is no thing that you're always a guru. Nobody is always a guru, nor nobody is always a disciple. These are all situational and relative stuff.
So what you're saying is also very much possible that there are enlightened people who walk on the street and people will not notice that they are enlightened.
So many. And what happens is, when you dig deep into your own consciousness, you will arrive at silence. When you arrive at silence, you are very peaceful, blissful, because the noises of the world outside does not disturb you anymore. You are unaffected. That time, most of them choose not to talk, not to express. They are cool, they are collected. But when you start seeing the brighter aspect of them, such as small signs you can catch, that they are unperturbed, not emotional. Emotional means they are not responding to the emotions of outside. And they are living their life peacefully, sometimes detached, sometimes action, only for the sake of the right action, not just a casual action connected to boredom, none of this. Then you know that this person is stable. There are many people like that. I have met many people. And some of them do not have the purpose of teaching anything to anybody. They have arrived there and they are contented and they just stay there. Then they disappear.
I want to talk more about you as a person. You have not always been a guru.
Even now I am not a guru. I never told anybody I am a guru, because you don't need to tell such things. Because see, when do you become a guru? When somebody becomes a disciple. If a person chooses to become a disciple, only at that time I wear the robe of a guru. Otherwise I'm the father of my daughter, husband of my wife, I'm the son of my parents. I play every role equally, importantly. I don't pretend that I'm a guru or somebody great at all, because there's no reason and there's no need for all this. Who will decide you have value? Society. So when I'm consistently delivering what I can deliver as per my capacity, society may approve it or agree with it or accept it. But you cannot say that society will always accept it, always agree. So society is society. I don't look at the society, I deliver what I can. See, the many people do not understand the difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is a roadmap created by somebody for the sake of attaining whatever he or she attained. And that was a roadmap which people agreed with and they started following. That is how religions are created. Spirituality is completely individualistic. It's yours. You and you and you. Your connection with yourself, your realization that you have energy inside, you're settling down in that energy, going deeper into the state of peace, which is silence. This is you, not the public. So this differentiation is very essential. That understanding is very essential so that people don't get confused. Otherwise, many people I have seen, oh, you're teaching religion. What religion am I teaching? You don't have to teach anything. You have to just be in a state, and if people have eyes to see, they see. Only they need to see. Like for example, a teacher of the 10th class is sitting in his office room. Who will approach him? Those who are at the 10th class. The first class student will not go to him, right? There's no point in going to him because he's a 10th class teacher. Like that, those who are ready to come to me, they will come anyway. I don't have to go searching for them. And when they really crave for me, when they really want me, I'll be there. Me means anybody like me. I'm not important or I'm not special in this. Anybody. So you don't have to be a guru all the time. You don't have to say, hey, look here, I'm enlightened. How do they know? They have to see and feel who I am. There's nothing you have to say, nothing you have to display, and nothing you have to prove to the world per se. And another aspect is that most people who are shouting and screaming and asking to kill people, they've never understood their religion nor understood the people who made the religion. Because what are religions made for? Harmony, peace, love, togetherness, and by being together, connect to something which is beyond physical or connecting to the metaphysical. That is what religion is for. But the people who are in the official positions of the religion, mostly in the world, they do not understand it. They are more interested in securing, procuring, conquering, capturing, torturing, killing, etc. Why should God ask anybody to kill anybody? Then what is devil's job? You see, if God is asking, hey, that guy is not good, kill him, then what is devil doing? You know, they say there are two. I always say they are all inside you. God or devil, whichever you give food will grow. For me, it's all inside you. You don't have to look for a God outside. So this is something fundamental all the people should understand. You know, what are you against? And why should you be against anything? Everybody is living their life as they understand. See, nobody need to be another. Nobody can be another. Nobody has to be another. You are fine as you are. You have full authority and full authenticity or authority to live your life, and you have full authenticity as an individual. That's all you need to be. So, see, if you look at the world now, today, take the 100 years of history of the world. Most people are dead because of religion, not epidemics, not diseases. It's an aberration, right? And all these religions are talking about going to God, connecting to God. And if God is telling to kill people, then I don't understand what is devil's job. See, so we have to understand peace is definitely our choice and we don't have to display. Those who understand you will connect to you. Those who do not understand you will not connect to you, and this is okay. So no need for display. The more point I'm telling is, whatever you are, you're already displaying. Like sun is already displaying its nature, heat and light. Sun doesn't have to tell everybody, hey, look here, I have a lot of heat and light. It's visible. So like that, when you become something, it will become visible. And people who have eyes to see will see. Those who do not have eyes to see, that's not a problem.
Because I have read it, like, how did like your enlightenment happen, and how was your life before, and all of those things are public on and written on the internet. But I want to briefly hear from you. Like, you were a businessman, then some things happened. Like, was there a moment of enlightenment? What practices that you did? before that, and how did your life change afterwards?
I don't know whether I'm enlightened, to be very honest. And I don't believe that there is a shift which I can talk about. It's been a progress, a growth. And one of the turning points of my life was the death of Ammu, my daughter. And that time, the question I had was, what is life ahead? What am I trying to do? I was in my 30s. And one question was, why couldn't she live and why couldn't I die? Because I already lived my life 30 years. I'm good. I'm good to go. But she died. She was only 4.5, almost 5. So she should have lived. So this was bothering me, this question. But I didn't escape from my life. I just, I wanted to get out of the people who are trying to paralyze me through sympathy. Wherever you are, oh, poor you, I'm sorry to hear that. And this is boring after a while. And everybody asks you to explain the tragedy, which was terribly boring for me because I'm already not happy with that whole event. Now then I have to repeat it all the time. So I decided, okay, let me get out. I went to Himalayas first time at that time, just to stay out of these people. People are good people. They love you. It's not because they are bad people, but they don't know what else to do with you. So they sympathize with you. And when people sympathize with you more, you become paralyzed. You develop self-pity. Oh, it's true. I'm suffering. I'm a poor guy. So this is actually a handicap to our stability. So I decided to go to Himalayas. That's the first trip to Himalayas. Then I visited Himalayas many times, but I never left my job. In fact, when I came back, I lost my job. Then I found another job, but I never stopped working.
What was your job at that time?
Shipping. I was always in shipping industry. And I still love that job. I love shipping. I love seas. I love sailing. I didn't leave the job. So one side, I held on to the actual physical material life because I hated dependency. I was earning good money. Money was not a problem. I didn't want to depend on anybody. And then on the other side, I used to get up every day early morning, even when I was working. 2:30 a.m. I get up. I take a bath immediately. And I had hair like you, very short. So it was easy to take a bath at that point. Now it's not so easy. Take a bath. And then I sit down in my way of meditation until 7:38. I was the head of a country. I was the country head. And then I go for the job. And then I'm completely with the work. Then I'm fully focused. I only do my job. Then sometimes when I come back after 6:37, maybe for 3-4 hours again I will meditate. And meditation was very simple. I started with connecting to my spine. That was not a meditation. That was just an awareness. I have a spine. So just feeling the spine, not even touching. Oh, I have a spine. Spine is vertical. When you're sitting cross-legged in Padmasana, then you actually feel this spine erect and holding you. So it's like a pole holding a tent. So I was sitting and I was feeling the spine, not meditating. And then once I stabilized in that feeling of vertical, that is spine, then I started opening my eyes. So I removed all the pictures from the room, all the images, because images always gives memories. It also rakes memories from you. You will have feelings, various things you have stored inside. They all start coming out. I just looked at one lamp, just a flame. So I was looking at a flame and I was connecting to my spine. This was my only practice. Only practice. I didn't have a guru. Nobody taught me. When I was sitting in Vasishta cave one time, one of these trips to Himalayas, it's almost like somebody came and told me, connect your spine or catch the spine. Very simple. In the Mast book, I'm telling something similar. One man comes and tells him, catch the sky. And that guy got enlightened just by that practice. So mostly the instructions come in short sentences or words, and you have to catch it. And that's all you need. See, it's a wrong notion to feel that we need a lot of instructions. That is needed when you're talking to mind. If you're talking to purpose, one word is enough.
So what you're saying that in a way that there is our life has a communication with us, right? So that it shows us glimpses or
Yeah.
tips, like, but not in a very gross and obvious way of
Correct.
somebody saying.
Not in courses, not in structure. They say one word. My instruction was connect to the spine, catch the spine. I did not understand how to catch the spine. When you really need an answer, one word is enough. So I was sitting in Macedonia cave. I did not know meditation. I didn't have a guru. I didn't go to search. See, that was one of the best things I did, I feel. Because I did not go into a structure. I became the structure, or I became the path. Fundamentally, Raja Yoga path, the path which I am teaching people, you are the path. I never told you to be me. I never told anybody to be like me. Not even dressing, or not even talking, or not even connecting to how I am. But we all reach the same ocean one day. We all go to the same place one day. You will go in your own way. That is why we have a devotion path, bhakti yoga. The people who are emotional, they like devotion. They chant and sing and they go into ecstatic states, connecting to God. There are paths of knowledge path, jnana yoga, where people connect to the wisdom, knowledge of great people. Please remember, Hinduism or the Hindu path Hinduism is not the word, it's Sanatana Dharma. Means it's the basic ground rules of existence. Do not have a book. It has only thesis works, such as Vedas, Upanishads, all those things. So there is no one book as instruction book. You can never find that. There are so many people's experiences or guidances compiled. Hundreds of people, hundreds of masters who have found themselves. They wrote all this. And that is what are the basic tenets of the structure of Sanatana Dharma. So when you really want something, you will reach there. So, and then Jnana Yoga, then Karma Yoga. Some people are very kind. They want to help the helpless. Those people follow the path of serving the world. And what happens by serving? They become purified. When you share, you become light. When you hoard, when you collect, you become heavy. When you give away whatever you have in abundance, you become light. So these paths are very distinct and very clear because there are so many types of people in the world. Only one path will not help anybody, because then you have to adjust to that path. Actually, you do not adjust. You should not adjust. You should be going in the path which suits you. Then only it becomes effortless for you, pleasure for you. If it doesn't become effortless, then you can't use it for a long time. You'll feel tired. No, that's not my way, not my path. Now, Raja Yoga, the path which I am telling the world, it's an unconditional path. No binding, no restrictions. The path which I am telling the world, no binding, no restrictions. And even if you look, I also change my clothes, or I behave in the world just like a friend in the world. That is because the communication should be more friendly, not like a guru. Many times when you are away from people, you can't talk some things. The communication becomes affected. So my practice was this. And after a while I was practicing this, and I did not know what I'm practicing, why I am practicing. But this was comfortable, and I could go for hours without any hindrance. But initial days, all the sounds of the mind will come. You think about the food and the work in the office, things to do, meetings, everything comes. So you're sitting and thinking actually. After a while, thoughts started dropping off. And then at a certain stage, the sounds outside became in another place. Not like I'm hearing the sound outside, like now we hear the sound outside. The sound was in another place, like I'm in a bubble and sound is far away. And still later, it was almost like all the noises are so far away, like in another planet. I know there are noises, I can hear them, but nothing can come near me. I'm inside a bubble where I am fully protected, like a womb state. So it took years, 4, 5, 6 years, And then at one point in time, there was a thought. What is so big deal about Mohanji? Why Mohanji? That was one of the, I can say, one of the breakthroughs. Because I said, why am I holding on to this image, this name? What is the big deal about it? That was, for me, a fundamental shift, because I became unattached to this thing, the name and the personality. Big freedom. Of course, I was working. I have my signature, I have my name, I have my position. All this I was performing. But internally, I was detached from everything, which nobody will know. But how it got reflected in the actual life was that I was performing very well, because my level of concentration was very high. And always I used to do much more than the target and the stuff, without doing any malpractices. In a very ethical way. I always lived an ethical life. So then that happened. And secondly, one of the major things happened was the food started talking to me. Whatever I consume, I feel. So I dropped all the animal products, because when I drink milk, I started feeling the blood of a calf. Feeling means it's saying that this is not white milk, it's actually blood. I stopped milk and milk products. And there was an internal purification in that way. I can't eat anything just like that. Another aspect which happened, people, when you are very silent, you are very bright. So people would come and hug you. Sometimes when they hug you, I feel sick. Few times I felt sick like that. Because what happens, like a sponge, I absorb their thing. Initial days, I'm saying. Now hundreds of people hug me, nothing happens. But the initial days when I was getting ready, this was a big issue. Even when Devi met me those days, 2007, I used to stay away from people, because I had a bit of a problem with the energies. But I was working, I was performing, I was doing my job, I was driving, I was doing everything. But when people come near me, I start feeling their whatever garbage they have. Another thing which happened at that time, this I'm giving all nutshells, it's all over years, not like yesterday, tomorrow, day after. Another thing which I experienced at that time was, it was almost like somebody asking me, like we are sitting and talking, but there was nobody there, I was alone. It's like somebody asking me, why are you faking this whole thing? I did not know I was faking anything, because I had nothing to prove to anybody, and there was no guru to talk to. That suddenly, said, what am I faking? And that day I broke down. All this is wasted, what I'm doing, because it's 2-3 years later. Then I craved for an answer. I said, I want an answer. I can't live like this. Answer came. You're going to Himalayas. See, whenever I get leave, whenever I have a holiday, I fly to Delhi, I take a car, I go to Himalayas. This had become a habit. And then when I reach Himalayas, I'm in abandon. Means I was completely free. And I was enjoying it. That you're going to a place of peace to find peace. Of course you will find peace, because the place has it. But what are you bringing back home? Are you bringing the same back home? Himalayas should be here, not there. That was a big revelation. It was a big realization. I decided I'll not travel anymore. I have gone to Himalayas later, but not like that. I didn't go like a child running to the mother each time. And then I dropped the interest of going to Himalayas. That gave me a big state of silence inside. It brought a deep silence inside. I don't have to go anywhere. Where I am, that's the Himalayas. Himalayas is a presence, is a state, is an energy. That energy is inside me. And that was really, really making a difference in my life. I think that was a big turning point. But as I said, I cannot say that one day it all happened. These are all time. And each time I settle, and then I reached a state of absolute silence, because I can sit for hours in silence, inside. No thoughts, nothing. Nothing to prove, nothing to share, nothing. And that's when all these communions, the masters started talking to me. I was not expecting it because I did not know that this kind of things happen in spirituality because I never read books also. As I said, shipping industry is a high density job. You have no time to breathe. So I have 22 years of career in shipping industry. So well before this and after this, I was doing the same job. While this also, I was doing the same job. So there is no way I can read a lot of books. I carry books sometime, but something else happens and I can't read. So I did not know much details about how this whole thing works. But I knew that there is something called metaphysical, something which is not usual or what we experience as a earthly being. So I first experience was a bit bizarre to me. When I was in Himalayas, I met many saints, but even those meetings, I never asked a question. Usually, like I used to have old acquaintances.
Can you maybe share for the audience what is a saint?
Somebody who has left everything and wearing whatever robes they wear and living an isolated life. In the saint is not as per this sainthood. It's that they left everything, their all their social life, everything, and they usually come to Himalayas, etc. Then they live normally a wandering life. They wander. There are certain guidelines also. Like some of them don't stay in one place more than 3 days. Some of them do not eat food unless it comes to them. I mean, if somebody gives them, they eat. Otherwise, they don't eat. Like that. So there are so many orders or restrictions. There are so many different layers and levels. So I met a few of them, and mostly I never asked them anything. I never asked any questions. Because I did not know what to ask. I had no idea what to ask. See, I am a professional, and I'm not used to spirituality or spiritual pursuit. So at some point, so I used to sit watching Ganges, river Ganges. Just look at Ganges, and Ganges will be flowing very fast, like in a hurry, like us, to reach death. We are rushing towards that. Like that, Ganges is rushing towards Bay of Bengal. So I used to sit and watch the river rushing. And I used to sit with an old saint, old monk, normally. Hardly one word we used to speak to each other. We don't even speak anything. And then he can't see well. He is partially blind. So I was in my 30s. So before sunset, he has to reach his house. Otherwise, nobody is there with him. So towards the sunset, he would look at me and nod. That means he is going. I will also nod and he will go. Then I'll sit there for another couple of hours. Then I go to my room. This was my usual thing. And one time he abruptly told me, Mohanji, you cannot hide for long. Hundreds of people are going to come and see you. I said, where is this coming from now? Because I was not in public life. I had no plan for anything. I was happy with my job, very good salary, alone. Everything was good. And my whole idea was I'll be working. I'll have my own isolation, my own practices, and I'm comfortable. So this was going well. I didn't have a relationship at that time. But eventually, he said a few things like that at various points in time. Everything has come true. But that was the only communication I had with him. Otherwise, we don't talk. So this was one unusual experience. This is my story. That's why I didn't even write my biography so much. I've written about, if you go to Google, Babaji Beyond the Definitions. They are my interactions with Babaji and or various masters of that time. I didn't write this specifically because of this purpose, because that's not important to tell, because your journey is your journey. If I tell your journey should be like mine, it may not work. So everything in life, all the things of life, as a matter of fact, is 100% individualistic. You have to carve your path. Then only it suits you. And I never expected that I'll be in public one day. And at that point in time, I was resisting it too much. Because I said, there is nothing for me to teach anybody or give anybody. But then later the masters told me, you should be in public. You have to deliver. Otherwise, you have to come back. Because you're using the earth for whatever you're trying to achieve or achieved. You have to pay back. How do you pay back? By serving the society, serving the world. That's why I came back in a different format.
So I want to ask you more about the Balkan. And you mentioned Devi. Devi is your wife. Interesting fact is that she is Serbian. You're married, and so I want to ask you first, like, what is your connection to the Balkan, in shortly, and then I want to more ask you about local problems that we have, and maybe you can offer a solution to them.
Well, any place, any people, intimacy of connection, or simply connection has a reason. Without reason, nothing happens. It's wrong to think that we belong to one place. We may have born in one place, but we don't belong to one place. We belong to every place. So where your foot falls, where you step into, you have something to do there or something there. So I don't usually analyze why I am here, but I know very well. There are roots here for me too. Not because I'm born here, but you don't have to be born anywhere. You can only be born in one place. But there are people who are deeply connected to me, and the connection proves there is a reason. There is a root. We had a past. So I feel there are three types of people coming to me. The people who have lived with me in various capacities in another time, or the people who really want to evolve to higher levels of awareness through this path, Raja Yoga path. And I always feel that Raja Yoga path is not for everybody. It's for serious practitioners, because it's actually you become completely yourself. Means the outside world is outside and you are you. So many people can't have that. For devotion path, there is an idol or a structure outside of you. For knowledge path, there is a book outside of you. For Karma Yoga or the selfless service path, there are activities outside of you. But in Raja Yoga path, it's all inside you. So people don't just come casually here. I'll give you another example. I'm not deviating. I will come back to what you're saying. I was in a particular temple, and I met one man. He's a great master. 50% of his time he lives in the forest, pretty naked, just like animals. And 50% of the time he'll wear something and come to village where the temple is. So he met me, and then he was a bit, his behavior is strange. We call him Avadudas. Avadudas, you cannot predict how they behave. So, strange behavior. As soon as he came, he punched my belly, on my belly. Big punch. But nothing happened. Then he looked into my eyes. I know you. Then he said, I don't envy you. You have to talk to people who do not understand you. I don't have that problem. He connected me as equal. I can escape to forests, and I have to prove to nobody. I have nothing to prove. I have to prove to nobody. But for you, you have to talk to people who do not even know you or understand you, and will never understand you. But don't worry. This is path of Shiva, path of fire. If they just casually come here, they'll run away. Their feet will burn. If they are here to stay, then they will stay. So you don't have to worry. You can just be casual and people will come. So this is something which, so much of youth are connecting now. In the world now, if you look at the total number of people coming to me, a lot of youth are coming because they are actually experiencing what I'm telling. Because see, today, the fastest growing religion in the world is atheism. Because people are fed up of the dogmas, concepts, theories and stuff which they cannot experience at all. And they put fear to control people. You should have no fear. Nobody is there to control you. You are an individual. Nobody should bind you. Our path is no binding, unconditional. So they find it very reasonable. And I don't tell them to change to anything. There are people who are following Christianity. They follow Christianity even now. I never ask them to change. We respect Jesus. There are people who are following Islam. They still follow Islam, but they're connected to me. So I don't ask them to change anything, because what is there to change? You follow what you like to follow, but then this awareness helps them to be stable. That is probably why more youth are coming, because they're getting answers. This is one part. And especially for Balkans, I feel, because I'm coming here more often, my purpose is here. I won't be sent. I always feel that if I go to a place, I'm sent by the tradition, the great masters. We call it Guru Mandala, masters of the highest order. So they send you to places where you are needed. So I'm coming here, and I think I'm giving a lot of stability to people, because you can see the crowd. Number one. Number two, this is a place of good energy. The place has good energy. But what happens is, when you live in the past, when you carry the burden of the past, when you have the garbage of the past, inheritance or by default you have in the streets, in the society, you will never be fresh. So that is probably something this whole Balkan region can change. Leave the past. It's gone. Now the focus should be how we can make this time, these people, stable and steady. That would be a very good means to go. One thing is that, fundamental, as I told always, every child should know they are a mixture of energy and matter. Every child. So that then they will know all are mixture of energy and matter. And when the energy leaves the matter, it's totally dead. So we should not be in a hurry to die, fight and die, kill. People should be in a hurry to experience better life. How do you do that? Just through awareness, just through acceptance, by embracing everything. Nothing is a problem. There is nothing bad. What is bad is that if you are ignorant about yourself, then it's bad for you. And when you are ignorant about yourself, your behavior will be bad for the society. So you have to know that I am only this. I'm here like a tourist. 80 years, 90 years, I'm gone. If you take the next 100 years, even the child born today will not be living here. All will be dead. It will be a fresh set of people. Life is that much. So my connection with here, even though Devi brought me here, I think I'm connected here, and that's why Devi brought me here, or the reason for us connecting, getting here. Probably that's the reason. And I had decided I will never get married. After my first divorce, I said, that's it. Now I'm happy with my stability, and I was very stable. I was good in work, income, everything. But then it all happened. It was not some compulsion. It was a spontaneous, organic development. So no regrets. I'm happy. And what I'm delivering, I think people are happy. That's why they're coming back to me. And some people are connected to me from a long time. And one other thing I would tell you, see, whichever method you follow, whichever path you follow, whichever guru or master you follow, stick to that. Because everything has a reason. Why you'd reach that path? There is a reason. If it doesn't suit you, of course, go away. If it suits you, stay there. I'm not special, nor are they special. Everybody is doing their job on earth. So whatever suits you, that's good for you. But keeping yourself steady has a lot of value. Otherwise, there'll be nothing. Like you're digging in one place, and then you got fed up, dig in another place. You will only be digging. You will never find water. If you dig in one place long enough, you will find water. That consistency and that longevity should be there for every relationship, even with a guru or disciple. A guru should not be treated like a plumber or electrician. Something you approach, or somebody whom you approach when you have a problem at home. That should not be the case. Instead, it's a constant companion. It's a partnership, collaboration. So that's my connection.
So I want to ask you, for somebody who maybe for the first time is encountering spirituality with this interview, what you can give them as advice, how to start with spirituality?
Simple, self-acceptance. Accept yourself as you are without adding pepper or salt. as raw as it gets. That's the only place you start. Accepting yourself. Simple. Accepting yourself means spending time with yourself, believing in yourself, being yourself. And if you compare, you will only find deficiency. If you compare with another, who do you compare with? You will always compare with somebody different than you in a better way. You will not compare with somebody who do not have what you have already. That is the problem. If you compare yourself with people who do not even have what you have, then you will always be feeling good. We don't do that. What do? We compare ourselves with somebody who do not, who are much or different than or better than us as we feel. So accepting is accepting yourself as you are. You are good. You are perfect. This is the way you should be as per your karmic agenda. From there you start walking. And where are you walking to? To the place where you can be. Full awareness of consciousness. And consciousness definition is brighter than a million suns, pure brightness. So your journey is from darkness of ignorance to pure brightness, or from physical to metaphysical, and everything is internal. You don't look outside. Outside is your reflection. What you are, that gets reflected. So anybody who is stepping into spirituality must spend time with themselves by connecting to themselves. In other words, reconnection, because education is connecting people to outside world for the sake of salary, money. Instead, connect inside. Everything you want to experience, you see inside. And start embracing them, hugging them, what you see inside. Some of them, you may not like it. Maybe you don't like your fears. No problem, hug them. Fears will go away. Sometimes you may not like some of the reflections, like emotion inside. Hug them. They go away. Especially if you see ownership inside, possessiveness inside, understand that's the highest ignorance you have. You own nobody. You don't even own this body. I cannot own this body beyond a certain time. So I'm like a tenant in a rented house. So I'll leave this house someday. Or the landlord will say, give it back to me. So this we should remember. We own nothing. So how do we own people? How do we own places? How do we own properties? How do we own positions? So this awareness is good enough for a starter. Then you will know, okay, these are all unimportant. But they are important as experience. You know, your food is very important for keeping the body. Respect the food. Don't waste it. There are so many people out there who do not even have this. So be grateful. So if you live a life of gratitude, connection, and then conglomerate everybody, like-minded people should come together. Again, don't bring your garbage. Instead, bring the highest of you. Respect, gratitude, understanding, connection, like that, so that you will, I think that you will move very fast in spiritual pursuit. When I say spiritual, it's a reconnection and knowing fully well that there is the energy inside you. And you'll start feeling that energy, liking that energy, being one with that energy. And after a while, you are that energy.
Maybe on a less brighter subject, I want to talk about drugs and alcohol. They are very much prevalent in our society. And I know that you don't think that's good, but I want your opinion, like, how does it influence the system, or maybe is it good to drink alcohol and do drugs and...
See, we are trying to become aware of the energy aspect of inside. To know the energy, we should be fully conscious. We should be conscious. We should know, oh, there is energy. And then we have to use our mind to connect to that energy, then dissolve the mind into the energy. This is the process. In this process, if you take any intoxication, it nullifies it. Not only nullifies it, it makes you unconscious. As I said, you have to be fully conscious to connect to your energy. When you're unconscious, what do you connect to? Nothing. We are wasting life. Lifetimes go like this. Through alcohol, through drugs, we waste lifetimes. That is why I say never have intoxication. Because intoxication makes you unconscious. while on the other hand, we are trying to be fully conscious. Same, I would say, your consumption of anything. Imagine you consume a lot of information about bad things, wars, bloodshed, and you decided world is like that, there will be no peace. If you do not believe in peace, you cannot have peace. Likewise, sometimes we engage into emotions regarding people. Hey, this guy is not good, that guy is not good, and somehow he said like that, she said like that. They are all pertaining to individual karmic expressions. What have we got to do with it? You know, if somebody, like for example, oh, look here, that guy bought this car. I don't know where they got the money from. What's our problem? We are not paying their bills, right? Let them buy the car or bus or flight. It's no problem. If he wants to experience something, he will experience it. None of our business. So we have to draw the line in some way. If somebody says, hey, this guy is not good, I said, this is your opinion, keep it with you, don't tell me. What will I do with that information? I always go with my feeling about people, connection. Some people are really beautiful inside. They are just like budding flowers. But because of the fear of the society, they hide it. There are many people like that, very sensitive, very nice, very kind people in the world. We need such people to be in the public. But what do you see? Aggressive, arrogant people in the world, because that's more visible. But the world is not always that. The world has a mixture of everything. So when we live our life, we should accept that all this beauty is there in the world. And beauty can come out provided you shed your fears. I wake up and think, how can I make more people happy? If all the people think like that, because of me, other people are happy. Because of me, some people are having clarity. And some people consider me as their world. What more earning you can get from here? Money cannot buy this. Money cannot buy this. You have to be 100% you, and you have to allow the person to be 100% themselves. The moment you say, like Hitler's famous statement, I make men in my own image or I destroy them. That's a call of a dictator. But in spirituality, it's right the opposite. You make people as they are.
So, in very briefly, I touch upon this subject in my channel. Can money bring you happiness?
Money can get you means. Happiness is inside. Happiness is your choice, even without money. Pain, you cannot control. Pain happens because of situations. Situations brings pain. But suffering is your choice. Suffering happens through resistance. So all these things are like that. Materials, anything external you can use. You can enjoy, experience. But please remember, that's only temporary. You can have gratifications using money. You can go to a restaurant, have food. You can go have a good room to sleep. All these are good. But that cannot guarantee peace, happiness. And also, there are people who do not have anything, but you can see them very contented. See, when there are some surveys and some experiments they do on the streets, right? People say, oh, I don't have any money. They would dress up as poor people, rich people, dress up as poor people and walk around and ask money. And nobody who's having money gives them, but a beggar sometimes gives them. You see? So the one who has understood hunger will be happy to share what they have with another person who's hungry. Somebody who has never understood hunger may not share anything. So world has goodness, world has righteousness, world has everything. Our job is to nurture them. Everybody's, not only me, everybody's. All our job is to help people to bring this out. And once you stabilize in that, you will be feeling very rich inside. The means for richness is that feeling inside. How do you become rich? Have rich feeling inside. And how can you achieve it? By sharing what you have in abundance. If you share whatever you have in abundance, you are rich in that way. And that will bring great richness, because everybody will look at you, respect you. That is what creates legends. You look at many of the people in the world, they were not born rich, but they ended up very rich. How? Because they had no qualms to spend what they have in abundance. Maybe time, maybe money, maybe skills, maybe knowledge. What they have in abundance, they shared free. And so many people got benefited, and these people were internally rich. They died peacefully, contented. Contentment is the greatest blessing, gift you can give to yourself. And for that, you should have the right attitude. No possessiveness, no ownership. Share what you have in abundance and live like a bird, free.
Mohanji, we can talk for hours and it's gonna be a never-endless conversation, and unfortunately we have to stop somewhere. I hope maybe we'll have another chance, and maybe for the audience, if they really enjoy this and they find it insightful as I did, maybe we can do another one in the future. Big thanks. Thank you very much for doing this interview.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And my love to everybody and to all of you.
Ако стигна до крајав, ти си навистина посебен човек. Мене ако ме прашаш, ова беше прекрасно интервју, каде што многу прашања имаше, многу одговори, но мислам дека може да бидат многу повеќе. Ме интересира дали вие мислите исто и дали може би сакале некојаш во иднина и да има втор дел од ова. Ме интересира како го доживеавте и пишете во коментар. Се гледаме од наредна епизода за 1 месец од сега.